Aquifers. Hey guys, how you doing? Bruce here. I hope you're doing fantastic. Hey, I want to answer a question I get now and then. People say, why are you always hammering about the water changes? And I know it gets a little old for folks who have heard it before, but you know, there's always new people getting into this hobby. And amazingly, there's always new people who haven't heard this before. But the bottom line is you have got to get waste out of your fish tank. And the best way to do that is through water changes. Your fish poop, they have, there's old plant life that dies off, there's old food in there, and although your filter provides a good way of capturing that and treating some of it, you know, you're not getting it all out of there, so you need to keep your filters clean too, but you also need to do some water changes to get some of that stuff out that has turned into bad stuff. That bad stuff is ammonia, nitrites, and nitrates. Everybody's familiar with the nitrogen levels in your tank and keeping those low. And the reason, though, is because it's stressful on a fish. Some fish can handle higher nitrates, and some fish live a long time. But you know what? They might live longer. They may have better growth. They may have better color and be less susceptible to stress and illness if you have new water in your tank. What works for you? Whatever. I do about 20-25% every week, but I feed my fish a lot. Some people do 25% once a month. Basically, the best thing to do is to look at what your nitrate level is, and the best way to do that is take a good water sample in. Make sure you have it in a clean container, usually about a cup of water is fine, and take it into Northside Aquatics in Elkhart, and they will test it for you for free. All right, guys, now we all love exotic fish, but how about that hard-working, plain old mutt guppy, or any kind of a fancy guppy? Boy, what great fish these are. I keep them literally in all of my tanks, even with some predator tanks. If you give them enough cover, they'll survive. Unfortunately, yeah, they do get eaten every now and then, but speaking of eating, look at this guy. He's trying to eat a almost fully developed Cory catfish egg, so keep in mind, if you do have them, they will eat fish eggs. So guppies, great fish, about 300 species in South America identified, and just tons and tons have been developed over the years by people who breed them purposely. You saw there the male, bigger tail, fancier, brighter colors than the female, but there are some beautiful females out there too, which is the beauty of just getting wild ones and letting them breed. Easy to take care of, anywhere really from 70 to 82 degrees, although probably ideally 78 to 82 degrees. They are South American fish, so they like that warmer water, but again, they eat algae, they eat anything, they eat flake food, anything. They won't eat the hard algae, so they're not a replacement for pleco, but they will eat soft algae off of plants. So they're live bearing. They have males and females as we showed you, and they will eat their own. So make sure you feed them well and have a lot of cover for the babies to hide. The babies do not need the parents around when they're born, so that's a good thing too. But females, as little as 10 weeks they can breed. Males, when they're under even 7 weeks, they are able to breed. So kind of a cool fact with guppies, some countries have introduced them into waters where there's a lot of mosquitoes, because they'll eat the larva, and that helps clean up the mosquitoes, which then prevents the spread of malaria. So kind of cool. Yeah, so lots of good hiding places, lots of food, and that is what tells the mother and father, hey, we're good to go, let's have babies. So you will get them. Luckily, folks at Northside Aquatics would love you to bring in the babies if you don't want them, and they'll give them a good home. So treat your guppies like you do any other fish. Quarantine them. They're good hosts for parasites, unless you get them from a well-trusted source, and enjoy them. They're beautiful.